I don't give a fuck about your war or your president. This is the Science Fiction Rating System.
Hell yeah.
The podcast that aims to rank every science fiction film from 1 to infinity. My name is Sam Draper, and I am joined as ever by Chris Redding.
Hello.
And Alex Humphrey.
Hey there.
How's everyone today?
Yeah, good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
For
Pretty
my
good.
second beer.
Ooh.
Nice.
I am pumped for this film. I'm very excited.
Pumped indeed. Right, so John Carpenter. We've already watched two. We watched A Thing, haven't we? And They Live, I believe. And this week we're watching. Halloween's probably his most famous
got a
film,
new
isn't
one
it?
out.
I'd say this is up there.
Hasn't he?
Has he?
It's on I think it's at the London Film Festival.
Does he?
Got a new Halloween
Wow.
one, I think, yeah.
Oh, has it? Oh, the remake Halloween. Yeah, he didn't direct
He
that, did he,
produced
though?
it, didn't he?
Yeah. That looks quite interesting, doesn't it? Because Jamie Lee Curtis is in that, isn't she? She's.
It does look interesting, but let's all remember H2O, people, which had Jamie Lee Curtis in it, and it also had Busta Rhymes, I think. Yeah, so let's all, before we get all excited about Halloween, let's remember H2O, which wasn't bad, but let's remember as well, spoilers, H2O ended with her, Jamie Lee Curtis, cutting Michael Myers' head off, and then just like sitting down with his decapitated body. I don't really know how they're going to follow that up because that was supposed to be canon. Do you know, I don't know.
Oh, right.
I'm reserving judgment. It does look good though, but it's getting a bit overhyped now. But yeah.
Well,
we'll see. We'll see.
Well, interesting you say Michael Myers, because Michael Myers, played by Nick Castle, who has also got history in the list. He directed Last Starfighter. He also wrote Escape from New York with John Carpenter. And do you know what else he wrote in this film?
No, what?
That's that song they do on the stage.
Oh.
He wrote the words, music to that song. The little like stage show thing.
Yeah.
It's odd, isn't it? But anyway, we're skipping ahead of ourselves. So, Escape from New York. Alex, you've seen this before.
Oh yeah.
Obviously. Chris, had you seen this before?
No, I hadn't seen this before, but I kind of have seen it before because it's heavily parodied and
Iconic.
I saw it. It's like I knew a lot of the visuals and I knew a lot of the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, I've just never seen it before, even though it's mental.
Yeah.
It's definitely mental. Right, it is the future. The crime rate in the United States has risen by 400%, and Manhattan has become a prison.
Yeah.
See, for me, that's where I'm at. I just don't understand why.
It's literally the beginning of the film, and you're already out.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
I do
Why?
like the 80s graphics, though.
Why are you out? What, you don't think that a place like this could be turned into a prison?
Well, why would you turn New York into a prison?
Well, remember New York in the 70s was a lawless mess of a place, wasn't it? New York back then wasn't like it is now. It was already like going this way. It was an absolute disaster zone. So you could... It is far-fetched, but you could see where they think, let's abandon it. It's not worth sorting it out.
I mean, I don't want to get all annoyingly political and serious, but isn't that kind of what like ghettoization is in countries across the world right now? That's what they're kind of doing. It's moving in people and saying, oh, sorry, bye. And then it's turning into this, basically. Yeah. It's just not as obvious with the big wall, you know?
So it would definitely, if we were watching it in the 70s, it would make more sense because... You know, like, have you seen The Warriors, Chris?
No.
Oh.
Right. Well, it's that New York, isn't it, basically?
Yeah.
That is,
I know what New York was like. It's just like, so all the people that lived in New York who aren't criminals, have they built another city?
Yeah, they just moved out.
They've just moved elsewhere, haven't they? They've just had to move out.
Be the same.
If it helps, Chris, there has been a World War III.
Yeah.
And because that's where Snake lost his eye.
Yeah, so... there's been a world war. There's 3 world powers now. There's China, there's Russia, and there's America. Yeah. And the president is going to this big summit where he's going to announce nuclear fusion as a power that will solve everyone's problems and want will be gone and the world saved. Yeah. On his way, his plane is hijacked by terrorists.
Crazy terrorists.
what I'm guessing he meant to be flying over New York before they got hijacked? Because that's what it seemed like to me.
He was going to Europe or somewhere, was he? Or
I don't think
you think you'd go round the prison
I don't
island,
think
wouldn't
you'd
you?
fly straight over it. I don't think
pretty
it's
bad
meant
luck to land there.
Yeah.
It's the
it's
the National Liberation Front of America. That's who takes the plane.
Right. Thank you. So they hijack it, and basically he crash lands in New York with this briefcase attached to his hand, and he's gone. And then we need someone to go and rescue him, so they bring in Snake Plisskin.
Hell yeah.
Who Kurt Russell, who is a badass. But before we get to that,
badass.
so did you know that they cut the first 10 minutes of this film?
Yes, I read that. It told you it was him and Brain, wasn't it? It's like why
you basically
he was in
watched the
prison.
bank robbery. Yeah, why he arrested him, and you can see on YouTube. You can see it. It's not great. You can see why they cut it. I think it's good in a way because I think there is the problem with his character is he's a military hero. Why is he robbing a bank? Why is he now this? What's going on with his character?
Gone a bit A-team.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the beauty of it. Is suppose they don't explain it. I suppose.
I mean, there's a lot of random stuff in this. Like you don't want to get into the details of why things happen.
No,
it's true. A kid is written like this is kids' playground sort of.
No, it's not.
No.
Anyway, let's carry on. Anyway, we'll get to the main bit. So Lee Van Cleef's here. So Lee Van Cleef, fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you think about Lee Van Cleef?
Brilliant
In this film?
Yeah.
Well, like Chris said, Snake's a badass, but Bob Hawke is a huge badass as well. So you've basically just got like two amazing badasses against each other, which is way more believable than just some kind of little piddly kind of, just like some kind of politician or someone saying, "Oh, Snake, you got to go in." It's way more that scene where they're sitting across the desk from each other and like discussing like they're like, it's when he says why he signed him up for the thing, isn't it? That's like a great scene. It's like facing off against each other. That's brilliant. I love that.
Do you want the deal or not? I'm thinking about it. It's good. Yeah, it's a great scene. I love it. I wish there was more of that start of the film, to be honest, when they're before he goes onto the island and there's sort of there's that tension between them. I like it.
But it is very streamlined. It does just get straight in and get going, which I do always appreciate, Yeah. You kind of want action. Yeah. You want it to get into the action as quick as possible.
How do the micro explosive things work? The blood explosive? Are they...
Yeah, well, the idea is they put two... Well, they're saying into two of his arteries, don't they? Yeah. They put this... And it's dissolving, these explosions, they're going to dissolve. And when they dissolve, they explode. Yeah, I don't know what... I don't get the science behind that.
Yeah, it's science fiction.
Yeah. But it's a classic setup. You've got so long, 24 hours to get the president. You've got 24 hours till your head explodes.
Yeah.
You've got 24 hours to save the world, literally, which has a great payoff later on, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, it couldn't get more sort of classic in terms of, the clock is ticking in every possible way.
Yeah, he's got his silly watch on, that wicked, weird watch. He's got that on. So we constant countdown as well, which is good.
Yeah. And he suits up and he heads in to get the president. So when they go in and you get these nice shots of them flying over the city, that sort of wireframe look of the city.
I love that 80s that graphics of the city.
So that's not a VFX shot. What that is, they built a city. It's a miniature, and they just painted the edges of it with fluorescent paint, and the rest of it with black paint.
Oh wow!
And then flew a camera over the top of it, and that's why, because there's a shot when they have the camera from three angles, and it looks quite convincing like that. It's because they are just literally filming this set from three. Oh. It's a nice way, isn't it? A simulated wireframe effect.
I read that the model of the city was repainted and used for Blade Runner as well.
Yes, and do you know who was doing some of that modelling work and also the matte paintings?
Who?
James Cameron.
There you go.
He was part of the backroom team on this film. There's lots of nice production-y stuff going on. It's got a nice look. So Snake gets there. What do we think about the New York he lands in then? So
love it. I just think it looks so real. Like it's just like that. Well, I was skipping ahead a bit, but that bit when he finds the plane. At first, when he walks into that street, you're a bit like, oh, okay, it's going to cut here, and you're going to go to a kind of set or whatever, and he just keeps walking, and there's just an entire crashed plane and things on fire, and you just the camera just keeps moving, because it was filmed in a real city, wasn't it? It's a lot of it is outdoor locations.
It was in it was filmed in St. Louis, who in '77 there'd been a massive fire in downtown St. Louis, so a lot of the town had been evacuated and was wrecked.
Yeah.
And Carpenter went to them and said, "Can we film here?" And they were like, "Do what you like." And as interviewed him saying, basically let him literally just do anything. He could do anything he wanted there for as long as he wanted, which is why you get all these fantastic shots. And also, a thing he didn't realise he got there was, you know when they film inside Grand Central Station on the boxing ring?
Oh, yeah.
That looks so good because St. Louis has got an actual replica of Grand Central Station in St. Louis, so they just filmed in that, which is a unfortunate coincidence, I suppose. But yeah, definitely. But it's a good look, isn't it? And I read as well that he washes down all the pavements beforehand to give that sort of nice, neon sheen
that's a classic.
effect.
You always do that.
Yeah.
Wet the floors.
It's lovely. Wet the floors. Nice. Chris, were you like enjoying the world? Did you buy it?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, obviously, I love New York, so just lapping all that up. It looks very good. Like when it looks great when it's lit New York, but I like how it's kind of unlit. This New York, it's quite cool. I'm just watching a little VFX video of how they painted them buildings. It's quite cool.
Oh right, it's pretty cool, isn't it? It's a good trick.
It's good as well how when he's walking around in the beginning, you just get those people just like going across the camera every so often, just like you see figures just kind of darting past, and it gives you this constant sense of like the threat because it's supposed to be just a lawless, crazy prison, and it's no good if he just steps into there and it's empty and there's no one around, and there's no kind of like, it's got quite a good level of, even though you've got got the ticking clock as well, but it's straight in with the kind of tension and the kind of like panic. Even though he's a badass, there's kind of danger everywhere, which I think is like they keep that up very well. I think
it's I like that John Carpenter sort of, he does it a lot in They Live as well, where a very slow shot, the camera very almost stationary, but a lot going on in the background. That kind of it's like letting you live in the world, isn't it? Like trusting you just to like I mean, Snake does a lot of just walking around at the start, really not much going on in terms of what he's doing, but he doesn't feel slow because there's so much to look at and so much on screen, like the downplaying and things like that.
It's well choreographed,
all the stuff.
The shots.
Yeah. And also, obviously, where Lee Van Cleef is back in is it SPF? What it is, the police station?
Oh yeah.
All black chrome and neon LEDs and stuff like that. It's such a great contrast between because that's all we see of the real world, isn't it? It's sort of like awful police state blackness, and then this is just so different. It's such a nice visually it's a beautiful film. So we get to the first sort of cut like set piece of the film is probably the strangest bit of the film for me, which is when he goes into like this music hall and there's this performance going on of New York, you hate it but you're stuck here, whatever it's called, this song, which is like a load of men in drag, a little orchestra playing. Such a strange scene, but it's really good, isn't it? Like, you both like this sort of...
It is very strange for where it's supposed to be though, right? And what's going on. If it's supposed to be a big prison, I don't know, like...
But it's their own little world, isn't it? It's quite I
mean, who are the orchestra? What are they?
Well, I guess they're just like people who could play an instrument that have like
criminals.
Because they've been there 9 years at this point. It's 88 they get put in there, isn't it? Is that what they say?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So enough time's lasted for like gangs to get together and things like this. I suppose it's
right.
To go on.
So there's like a little bit. There's a structure of social structure has come about.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've got the Duke, haven't you, and stuff like that. So there's
they've got order in a sense.
Society built.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's a good scene.
I've got the Escape from New York soundtrack on vinyl, which is fantastic. Double vinyl. You know the one, what's that label?
They're really good, yeah.
Death Waltz record, that's it. It's really good, fantastic, but this is on there, this track is.
Oh, really? That's weird.
And so like you hear all this fantastic, moody John Carpenter... Alan Howarth like synthesizer music, and this ridiculous show tune comes on, and it annoys me because I love that record, and I hate this song. It really annoys me. Anyway, just like it doesn't need to be on there. No one wants to hear that one. Just keep with the
for the completists, I guess.
Yeah,
I think it is the last track at least, so I can at least just pull the vinyl up and turn it off. Anyway, so he goes for this, and it's just sort of building the world. Really, he meets the cabbie Ernest Borgnine.
It's great that bit actually when he goes downstairs. Because again, you see that big auditorium and you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. But then he goes downstairs in it, and there's all the downstairs. There's like weird punks like raping someone, and then you can see the guys like smashing. It looks like he's just smashing the president's head in, doesn't he? On the thing, and you're just like, oh my god! And it's only because it's the president. It's the suitcase, isn't it? Is it the suitcase?
Yeah,
yeah.
He's got the life thing, hasn't he?
Yeah.
They've got the president had a life.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Like a monitor, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's got a monitor, and they're taking that off. So now Snake's like, right, I want out. And you get a nice bit of like, no, you're staying there. No, I want out.
Yeah.
I suppose good point, isn't it, really, to say, like, Snake, what do you think, Chris, what did you think of Snake as a sort of a hero character?
Well, he doesn't look like a hero, does he? Like...
Oh. What do you mean?
In what way?
What do you mean?
He's got a fucking eye patch.
Yeah, and he wears
I guess it's
camo.
like a Danger Mouse, isn't it? I guess. So.
Or... There's
What?
loads of cool heroes with eye patches. Nick Fury has an eye patch. Any pirate you can think of, eye patch.
Yeah.
The pirates aren't normally the heroes, though, are they?
Yeah, but they're badass, like anti-heroes. He's an anti-hero, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's not
he is.
really-
Anti-hero, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, as you say, there's been a bit of a rekindling of some of that, like with Deadpool and,
Yeah.
And
You enjoyed his
anti-heroes.
performance?
Yes, I did. He's
Alex...
yeah. I was involved. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Kurt Russell is any better than when he's working with John Carpenter. This, The Thing, and Big Trouble in Little China are three amazing films.
Yeah, yeah.
And Kurt Russell is completely different in every single one of those films. And he's like, each one of them, you could see them as like archetypal action heroes, but they're all completely different archetypal action heroes. And yeah, this is just a stone cold kind of Clint Eastwood, like badass. Thing is the kind of more moody, brooding kind of, like cerebral kind of, all right, if I have to do it, I will, saviour.
Yeah.
And then you've got Big Trouble in Little China, which is just a complete idiot and he's hilarious.
batshit insane.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So, no, I think he's great in this. And it's just the right side of, it is a kind of parody, but it's not too obvious a parody. He is his own character. Because he looks, because the design of that character is so, like, iconic, you don't just think, oh, he's just Clint Eastwood, or oh, he's just whoever. Yeah. Although he is doing the voice and the kind of one-liners and all that stuff. And so I think, no, they get it perfect. I think it's absolutely great. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Love him in this.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Brilliant. I think it was good as well. Yeah. Fantastic fun. He's very... he's an anti-hero, but like I like characters where they're just kind of getting shit on, everything's going badly wrong, and you can kind of just root for them, can't you? Everything's kind of like, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Yeah.
So talking of things going badly wrong, he gets out of there. The cabbie's like, yeah, you've got to meet Brain, who knows about all this, who's the wonderful Harry Dean Stanton, another great actor who also is really good in this. I think he's plays the role really well.
Great.
He's like, he's wonderful, and he's with, I've forgotten her, Maggie, isn't it? Yeah. Maggie, who was John Carpenter's wife at the time.
Yeah. And did you know that the woman that, when he goes into
Yeah, that's Kurt Russell's wife.
Yeah, that was Kurt Russell's wife, the woman that dies in the diner. Yeah, that's a bit odd, isn't
Very
it?
quickly,
Bit of nepotism.
Well, as I read, the makeup I was reading said, make what you like about the fact that both the wives are murdered in the film. It's a strange thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we meet Brain, who basically they're just trying to get to the president all the way through the film. Brain knows more about the Duke of New York, who's like lording it over them, and he's got history with Snake because they robbed a bank together. And it's a beautiful set, isn't it? It's in like a library, big library set.
Impressive. With that like oil derrick, or whatever it's called, in the background.
Yeah.
It's like pumping.
So the idea is he's getting fuel, isn't he, for them, which I didn't really understand that.
No, it's crazy. But again, great, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic sort of tension for that scene, isn't there? All that. In fact, really, everything that Harry Dean Stanton does in it, Brain does, because you never really know where his allegiances lie, do you? And there's a good... From this point on, everyone's kind of under threat all the time, aren't they? You never really know who's safe, who's on whose side, other than the Duke, who you know is like just going to kill everyone.
Yeah, and they're all trying to... It's not just him trying to escape, it's everyone is trying to escape, aren't they? Because they all just say, oh, take me, take me with you and stuff, don't they? So... Yeah, no, it's a good It's a good concept because everyone needs something, so you've got a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's they're all, and they're kind of all different. They don't really like. No one dwells on what they did to get put in there or anything. Like no one's like, "Oh, I'm a murderer." You know, like in Predators, when they all like explain what the little role was.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
I think this film was better for no one explaining that. It's just like, you know,
and you kind of forget
for whatever
don't
reason
you, that they're all there for a reason.
Totally, yeah. I think that plays up to it because it'd be a lot worse if they were like, "Yeah, well, I'm the rapist and I'm the arsonist," you know, that kind of thing. Which again, a modern film would probably like to do. Yeah, I'm a Yakuza. Yeah. They're just people in a bad situation who want to get out, basically, aren't they?
Yeah.
To get out, they've got to get through the Duke of New York, played by Isaac Hayes, who arrives in a car with chandeliers attached to the
that's amazing.
the bonnet.
Yeah, that's so cool.
A fantastic entrance.
Yeah.
Really good. And yeah, there's a little bit of a chase, but basically the Duke captures them and they are taken to Grand Central Station, which is the Duke's hideout where the president is, and the team gets split up. So the Duke, this whole bit here, the film, I think it slows down here in a way. It kind of stops for me.
A little bit.
What do you think about this section of the film where the chase is off in a way?
It stalls.
Is this before he has a big fight scene? Then to kind
it's sort of
between those 2 points.
Yeah, so they get caught at the train yard, and then there's a lot of like Kurt Russell waking up, Brain and Maggie trying to find they work out the gliders on top of World Trade Center, so they're trying to find a way of getting there, all that business, and a lot of like the Duke. What's he doing? I can't be talking about it.
There's stuff of Donald Pleasance being kind of tortured and stuff, which is quite. That's quite well done because obviously later on the twist is that he's a bit of a bastard, and you do kind of like feel sorry for him, like how they're kind of torturing him. I love that other character. The one character I really love is that really random guy Romero, the one with the kind of crazy hair, the kind of punk looking
spiky hair. Yeah,
he's brilliant. Like he's just so odd. Like it just he's not in many scenes, but just how he acts is just like you wonder if he's even acting or if it's just some weird guy they found like on the street or something. Like yeah.
I love when they catch Brain and that, and they like walk off, and he just points back behind him at them as they walk off.
Yeah,
you don't really know why he's doing it, but we also missed the scene at the very start when Lee Van Cleef goes onto the island, and that guy comes to meet him, doesn't he? And he's like, "Shoot me, President dies. You're not off the island in 30 seconds, President dies."
Yeah.
And then he starts talking to him, just going 19, 18. So it's such a brilliant scene that is.
Yeah.
And then Lee Van Cleef's like, "Get out of here, get lost, go."
Yeah.
No, he's good. Yeah. He's underused.
But I know what you mean.
I think
it stalls a bit here. You're kind of like, oh, what's you're waiting. You're waiting for more to happen, really.
Yeah, you are. It's kind of like it's that sort of preempting the final real sort of lull, though, isn't it? I don't think it's not a real bad lull. I think it's just
no. I mean, it's not. It's probably like 20 minutes of the film max, isn't it? But there's definite the bit when like the president's hung up and they're shooting at him, and then they fly back and they get the briefcase, don't they? And get the ransom note and all that business.
Yeah.
Because you're right, Chris. They're setting up basically that the Duke wants to go over the bridge and roll out in the morning.
It's the
Brain knows where the mines are on the bridge. Yeah. And Snake's been caught, so to get out of there, Snake's got to go and fight. They're like their pet wrestler, I guess. I don't know. Do you know what his name is, Alex?
His real name
is Slag. Is it Slag?
His real name's his real name's Ox Baker, and allegedly he hit Kurt Russell so hard during that scene that Kurt Russell had to tap him in the groin to let him know that it was kind of serious and he needed to calm down. So that's kind of not really acting when Kurt Russell is like pretty much.
I think Kurt Russell said that was the hardest day of filming he ever did. That was
that guy's not holding back.
No,
Slag was not playing.
True, no, he's not.
You can tell though, can't you? It's a good fight. It's quite, it's just like two guys weighing on each other, but it's got that nice sort of physicality to it. It's nowhere near as good as the put on the glasses scene from They Live, obviously, because that's the best of all John Carpenter fight scenes. But
it's not bad, and it also makes sense in the world. Like that is what they would do, pretty much, isn't it? They've got to have this kind of gladiatorial.
And again, like it all helps that the set again is because this is the Grand Central Station thing, but it's such it can pull the camera back so far, and there must be 100 extras in that hall, mustn't there? All chanting, and it's such a grand like apocalyptic scale, isn't it? The sort of thing that you don't really see in practical like that.
No.
Like,
no,
even now, really, do you? It'd be all CG on the side and stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it's got a good look, definitely. So yeah, he kills Slag anyway with a nail to the back of their head, which is pretty brutal. And he's got an hour and a half left, but he gets out, and then I think you kind of skip a bit of the film now because like they're leaving, aren't they? And then all of a sudden they're just at the top of the World Trade Center, like everyone's just there with the glider.
Been that for about 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and they're not even there. They're like in Midtown or whatever, aren't they? And they've got to get down to the financial district. They're not even near it. No. But you don't see any of that. They just get onto the roof. The gangs are pushing the glider over the side. I think it's really odd, that bit.
Maybe there was more and they just cut it down or something. Maybe I don't know.
I know there's a bit cut because on the roof they go something like oh damn Redskins, something like that. And that's because there's a whole section with a native Indian tribe that's cut from the film, but they left that line in. So I guess maybe that was what happened there. Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit weird.
But yeah, he gets up there. The glider's gone, so they've got to get out over the bridge. The Duke's there again, and it's a bit weird, really, this whole bit again. But it ends up the finale, them going over the bridge, basically dodging the mines, everyone dying.
Yeah,
the car exploding very cleanly down the middle.
Yeah,
yeah,
a wonderfully clean split.
But you are right. You can't really predict that that everyone would just die. You do think probably someone will get out, but like everyone pretty much gets quite horribly killed.
Cabby goes an explosion. Brain, for some reason, steps on a mine, even though he's got the thing telling him not to step on mines. I don't really get that either.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's stupid,
No. Maggie's like, oh, well, he's dead, so I'm going to stay here and shoot awfully at the Duke, miss 1,000,000 times, and then get run over.
Yeah.
That scene was shot in John Carpenter's garage, because they didn't originally show her getting run over, and no one knew what happened to her, so that's a little trivia. President gets to the wall. He gets out of there. Snake gets to the wall, and he's getting up. He's stopped. His rope stops, and he's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then the president, Donald Pleasance, goes batshit crazy on top of the wall and blows the Duke away.
That's great.
In a fantastic shot. You're the Duke of New York, are you? You're the number one. Whatever he shouted at him.
But I read that Donald Pleasance was actually like a prisoner of war, and he drew on his experience. So it kind of makes it a bit more disturbing when you think that was probably quite a cathartic shoot for him to totally. He also wrote himself his own backstory about how Maggie Thatcher's Britain had annexed America, and the president was just working for. He took it to John Carpenter. He's like, no, that's not happening. Wow, good for him. Good old Donald.
But he was, Donald Pleasance only had nice things to say about John Carpenter, because obviously in Halloween as well, and he'd not been really sort of cast in those sorts of roles before. He was typecast before John Carpenter, but he's really good in this, isn't he?
He's great. And that is the point where you're like, oh, hold on a minute, maybe we're on the wrong side here. I think that's like the first inkling that you get that maybe this isn't like a happy ending, that he did save the president. Maybe there's something more going on here, which is really what the film is about, isn't it?
Yeah. I always had an inkling that was what it was going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the lovely shot of him in the makeup chair, don't you?
Yeah.
He's over his tragedy straight away, getting prepared to go on screen, all that sort of stuff. And Plisskin comes over and he goes, "So a lot of people died to get you out of there. What do you think about that?" And he's all like, "Oh, I'd like to thank them as well." And in like president voice. Yeah, and you're right. You sort of think, "Oh, this isn't so great." And Plisskin walks off, and there's the cassette tape that they're trying to rescue. This tape that appears to be the only copy in existence of this scientist saying about nuclear fusion.
Yeah,
I mean, what a strange way to have it recorded.
Announced.
Yes.
Yeah. We've got this cassette. We've got to take this cassette there. He goes to play it, and Snake has switched this out with some bebop music. Much to the president's surprise, and Snake walks off looking like a badass.
Yeah.
The Snake, though, I mean, this means he's like dooming the world, because that was apparently how they're going to get peace.
Yeah, but
I was going to say,
peace?
were we led to believe that was going to usher in a new era of peace? that.
Yeah, exactly.
You think that's not true then?
No, I think because I read that Carpenter wrote this after like Watergate and about the kind of cynicism that everyone had about politics in general. And I think Chris is right. I think that wasn't going to get peace. It was just a load of rubbish to sell to the masses. Do you know what I mean? To the sheeple, to kind of placate them, and that it didn't really matter anyway. They, it's stupid. Why is there only one tape? I'm sure they could do nuclear fission fine. Like, So yeah. I think that is what it is, really.
I'm not sure they'd even go to the lengths to save the president. Because there's why there's no point in that assassinating the president, because there's like a chain below him, right? Doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Maybe it's a kind of 1984 kind of vibe that everyone is kind of worshipping the president. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, that is in American ways, isn't it? They do like to be like very. I mean, I read as well that Kurt Russell's so patriotic. He wouldn't at one point. He had to like punch a flag or something like that. And he wouldn't do it. Which is just ridiculous. Yeah, he wouldn't. I think he has to throw something at a flag, and he wouldn't do it. So he like threw it near it or something like that.
It's surprising he even did this film then, because it's pretty it's very unpatriotic. I would say it's quite anti-American.
Well, it is, unless you're taking it on the face value of we're rescuing the president from a lot of bad guys, isn't it? Like maybe Kurt Russell just didn't get the subtext at all. It's just like, I'm a badass saving the president. Yeah.
America.
So anyway, that's the film in a nutshell. I mean, because we've kind of rushed through it, but really, there's not this. The plot itself is very straightforward, isn't it? It's in the telling of it and the look of it that I like.
That's the brilliance of it. Yeah.
First of all, let's go to Chris, who've not seen it before. What do you think?
Visually, I thought it was really cool. All his movies, I think, are really cool. I think the telling of it and how it ticks along, it really has sort of speed. It really has sort of excitement, and I was with it. I was in, like the other two of his movies we've seen. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and obviously, I've kind of already seen it in a sense of, it's been parodied and ripped off, and
I mean, Snake, like his whole character has been every facet of it has been stolen by someone, hasn't it? At some point,
So I would be quite positive with this. I would say.
That's good. Alex, I'm going to guess what you think about it, but
I do love it. I love it. I love John Carpenter. He's probably one of my favourite directors, if not favourite. And I just think, like you say, the plot isn't great, and it's some stupid bits in it, and but it's just the look of it, the scale of it, just the world that he creates, and how influential it was. And even like I read that it's like William Gibson cites it as creating cyberpunk just from like one line, that weird throwaway line, stuff like that. But you just how so many things used it, and so many things kind of took from it, and I think that is what's more important. And it is ultimately, the plot isn't great, but it does just steam through, and it's still entertaining, and you're still with it. You don't get bored. It's just a bit dumb, but there's nothing wrong with it being a bit dumb as far as I'm concerned. So no, I love it. I think it's great. Still love it. Still look good, and it's coming out, isn't it, on Blu-ray or like a 4K?
A 4K version, which I'd like to see because you get a lot more in the blacks on 4K. Seem to. It's a very dark film, isn't it? So it'd be nice
back in the cinemas as well. I think. As well.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah, I think it's 22nd of November, but don't quote me on that. But it's definitely back in the cinema because of the 4K release.
Cool.
So yeah.
Well, yeah.
All the case.
I also loved it. Brilliant film. Fantastic. Like you, Alex. Everything about John Carpenter is fantastic. But I mean, the soundtrack. I think it's one of his best soundtrack works. Definitely. This is up there with Halloween, and is one of his best pieces of work. Because a lot of them, you get into like two things over and over again, but this one, you have a lot of different pieces through it. And some good stuff. I mean, Alan Howarth is like creating synthesizers at this point for the films, which is cool. Look of it's beautiful. I love this kind of like Warriors and Repo Man as well. This kind of dirty, dark. You don't get this sort of feeling more, do you, from films where it does feel so lived in, and it's just beautiful to look at, isn't it? It's such a nice thing to like see. It's such a well-built set and things like that, and so much happening and so much to see going on. And plot isn't great, but not bothered really.
No, exactly.
It's quite doesn't need to be, does it? Movie, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kurt Russell is so good in it, and Lee Van Cleef's so good in it that if you're in their company for most of the film, that really doesn't matter what's happening because they're so engaging to watch.
Yeah.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic film. Cool. So let's rate this. Alex, you start.
I would say 15, which is underneath Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but above Close Encounters.
Okay.
You want to go, sir?
Yeah, I'd say 11.
Ooh.
Above AI, below Donnie Darko.
Above Ghost in the Shell.
I would say 13 because The Fly is a real fucking amazing performance as well as movie.
Yeah, The Fly probably is a better film, actually.
And yeah, but I mean, it's still in that area. It's just I think The Fly did something, and it's from the same sort of era, I think, isn't it? Like that. But yeah, I don't. Yeah.
No, actually, no. I can't decide really. I think I do prefer this to The Fly, but I can see what you mean.
Very clever.
It's a hard one.
I wouldn't say this is clever.
No.
In the same way that these other movies around it now above it are, like. I think that's probably where it kind of lacks for me. Is like I wouldn't never. It's not an intelligent movie.
No. No. It's like a triple A B movie, isn't it?
So,
and that's why I like John Carpenter, because he makes pulpy stuff.
Yeah.
Which The Fly is really, isn't it?
Yes,
The Fly is like
it is.
a B movie horror film, isn't it?
But The Fly has got more going on as far as kind of bigger subjects and stuff. I mean, the kind of this has got that in the kind of cynicism, but it's not. There's a lot more messages and a lot more kind of layers.
The scope's bigger though in Escape from New York.
Yeah, that's true.
Bigger scope.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think, like, intellectually speaking, I think The Fly is bigger scope because it's not running around shooting and, it's...
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll take 13. 13? We all happy with 13?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. Ghost in the Shell moves down again,
What a
sadly,
shame.
but it's made way for a good film. Cool. Right, so put that in. Let's hop into the past and see what we're watching next week as we get close to Halloween.
Yay.
Ooh, it'll be Sunshine, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week, Sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take that one.
Which is definitely a film.
That was the long ago past, wasn't it? Because Sunshine is one of our aborted podcasts that we never did.
Yeah, so if I can find it, we'll get a snippet from a long time ago. It's a double bill of Halloween horror spooky films these next 2 weeks, so look forward to that. Get ready to be spooked. Before we get to the thing, we have got a letter.
Oh,
it's really odd. We've got on some weird mailing list, right? Let me get the picture, send the picture to you at the right moment. So this is from. It's like a Chinese. Well, I'll read it. We're very glad to share with you our new dinosaur costume. It's amazing amusement attraction for your Jurassic Park exhibitional playground.
ooh.
Also, 3 dino men named Kevin, Jason, and Peter built their own music band after their graduation from Jurassic University.
Okay.
What?
So far, they've conducted many entertainment trip tours in Shanghai, Beijing, and other cities. Why not let them hold an entertainment trip concert in your park? So someone thinks that we own a theme park.
Built a Jurassic Park.
I do. I've got my own Jurassic
you do?
Park.
I mean, they've got all the contact information here for you, Chris, if you want it. This is Jess and Fu. We've got they've no WhatsApp details, telephone number, their building number. But anyway, they're talking a big game there. But let me just send you the picture, which they sent a picture that came along with this to an example of what's going on with their offering.
Okay.
And I'll put this in the show notes for the podcast.
I can see the guy's legs.
I mean, for the people at home, it's a guy in shorts,
Why is he
wearing like a raptor.
If he wore like black leggings, it would at least.
Does he think that his pale legs blend in with the street and the green shorts blend in with the grass?
What's going on?
Perfectly honest, though, in the official if you go to Universal Studios,
yeah,
they have people in exactly this outfit for the Jurassic Park area walking around.
Perhaps they bought them from Jess and Fu then at Gangju Chico Star Technology.
Tails a bit creepy as well.
Unfortunately, their email address as well is realistic dinosaur. It's their email address.
Breaching the Trade Description Act.
Is that realistic, Chris? Is the dinosaur expert? Is that a realistic dinosaur?
Well, I think, for the kids, it's going to... Yeah, it's not too bad.
Colour-wise, it looks like an avatar.
Colour-wise, I can't comment, but it has got the distinct... You know how the hands are, hang down?
Yeah.
Like in Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
That's not scientifically...
oh, right.
You'd have to have broken shoulder blades for that to happen.
Right.
They'd be
God.
They'd be sort of grasping. They wouldn't be hanging down. They'd be sort of like our hands would be to the sides. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this raptor's been through some shit.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. I hope we get more inquiries about our theme park.
Book them.
Yeah.
Well,
the 3 dino men.
If you have some dinosaurs you want to send us, email us at sciencefictionratingsystem@gmail.com or check out the website sciencefictionratingsystem.com. That's the website. Or our social media is SF Rating System on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So, yeah, you can see this terrible picture of a dinosaur. It really is bad.
Yeah. It's, good, thank you. Cool. So, join us next week for some scary films and... That's it, really, isn't it? I think. Anything else? Any other business?
No.
Nope.
No.
Cool. Bro, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.